Yeah. Yep.
We'd like to welcome everybody out as Rocky Mountain hosts Lovell tonight. A couple of keys to the game right now. I think first and foremost will be that play down underneath. Both Lovell and Rocky Mountain have some big men down underneath, and I think if they can stay out, the team who can stay out of foul trouble will be a key to the game for both of them. Another key, I think, is when we look at that front court, and you've got a little bit of inexperience. As far as Rocky goes, that position hasn't really been solidified. With Lovell, you've got a couple key leaders back, but that front court play will be another key to this game as far as limiting turnovers on both sides and being able to set up that offense and run it well. We'd like to remind everybody about the Wyoming High School Activities Association's Join the Ride logo. It's always good when we can try and encourage good sportsmanship, not only by our student athletes on the court, but also by the fans who are on the sidelines. The letters for RIDE stand for respect, integrity, dedication, and encouragement. So once again, whether you're here in the crowd or you're elsewhere, make sure at all times that we join the ride by exhibiting good sportsmanship. Our cheerleaders tonight for Rocky Mountain are Aspen Coleman, Emily Harris, Shirley Lynn, Sierra Coleman, Caitlin Sorensen, Angel Jasso, Miranda Southworth, Amber Tilley, Cameron Wambach, and Macy Zier. They're coached by Tracy MacArthur. Our cheerleaders for the Lovell Bulldogs are Shanae Allred, Rochelle Corbett, Charlene Fairbrush, Alyssa Grant, Ashton May, Lauren Mickelson, Macy Raymond, Tommy Ann Schmidt, and Janica Steenbackers. They're coached by Minda Oman. As far as looking at the Rocky Mountain upcoming schedule for basketball, mark your calendars this Saturday. They'll be at home again as they will host Bighorn. Both the boys and girls will be home. Game times will start with the girls JV at 12. The boys JV will be at 1:30, followed by varsity girls at 3 and varsity boys at 4:30 on this Saturday. For those wondering, our fan of the week last week was Jim O'Boyle. Richard and I rely so often on being able to know the individual because we can't always hear it as they announce it, and unfortunately we missed the name, and we don't know Jim personally, and so we caught Principal Winland tonight and said, please let us know who that was, and he said he's probably been the #1 fan for quite some time.
He said the original super fan back when they started doing it. He's often find him here, often see him here right on the front row or close to it here. So,
yeah. So congratulations to Jim for being the fan of the week last week. We've got about 30 seconds left before we get started. It looks like we're going to have the national anthem sung to us tonight by the Rocky Mountain High School Choir. So we will pause briefly and let you guys listen to this before we get started. Once again, for those of you tuning in, wondering why Rocky Mountain is sporting its a different color than its original school colors, the student body is recognizing breast cancer awareness, and this was the day they chose to do so. That's why you'll see a lot of pink in the crowd today. At this time, we please rise and put your hats as the Rocky Mountain High School Choir sings the national anthem. And here comes our national anthem. Okay, that was our Rocky Mountain High School choir, led by Mr. Clark out there, the new choir and band teacher that took over for Chris Olson.
All right, and here we're getting ready for the opening lineups now, the starting lineups.
And starting for the Lovell Bulldogs, number 4,
a sophomore,
Colin May. Number 11, a 6-foot senior, Cade Baxendale. Number 24, a 6'4" junior, Tyrell Harrison. Number 34, a 6'4" junior, Jeff Lewis. And following him up is number 55, a 7'3" senior, Jonathan Wakeland.
And now for the Grizzlies. At guard, number 20, a junior, Luke Linhart. Another junior, number 3, Thomas Troutman at guard. Number 32, a forward, Brandon Foster. 22, another forward, Austin Linhart. And the center, number 30, the senior, KJ Blackburn.
Our coaches tonight are for Rocky Mountain. We have Coach Mike Simmons and Pat Winland for the Lovell Bulldogs. They have a new head coach this year with Brian May. He's assisted by Chris Edwards and RJ May. Tonight's super fan.
It was just announced, Josephine Crosby.
Not sure if she's here or not, but congratulations to Josephine.
Thank her for her support over the years.
Yeah.
She's someone that people know on both of these teams. So,
yeah, very appropriate.
Getting ready to jump it up.
The ball is up, kind of an awkward tip, ends up in Colin May's hands. He's got it on that left wing, gets it down to Harrison in the left corner, and then to Lewis. Lewis will get it back out to May at the top. This is Colin May. We've got 2 Mays, but this one's Colin. So he gets it over to Lewis on that left wing and down to Harrison in the left corner. Moved around, gets it to Baxendale and back over to Harrison on the left wing. As right now, the Bulldogs seeing a 2-3 zone. Baxendale has it on the right wing, gets it over to Harrison at the top and to Lewis. Lewis will get it back to May. And down to Baxendale, quickly down under to Jake Wakeland. His turnaround shot, it just won't fall for him. And Austin Lenhart is there for the rebound. He's looking for help. Gets it to Troutman, who will bring it up quickly down the court. He's guarded right now by May, and he'll pull up to the top, set it up, gets it to Luke Lenhart, who brings it to the basket. His layup or floater is just long, and Wakeland brings it down. Here comes May, quickly up over to Cade Baxendale in the left corner. He shoots 3, that won't go. Lewis with the rebound and then loses the handle out of bounds, so it'll be Rocky Mountain ball. Rocky Mountain will have it. Right now it looks like they're going to see a little full court pressure as Lenhart gets it into Foster. Back to Lenhart and Foster. Over to Luke Lenhart, who's guarded by Cade Baxendale right now. Over to Austin in that right corner. They get it to Foster on the elbow. He'll pull up for about a 15-footer. That's long and tipped out, but ends up over in Lewis's hands. Here comes Lovell. Quickly over to Baxendale on the right wing. And back to May. Gets it to Lewis at the top. He'll drive towards the basket. Dishes it off to Wakeland. His shot is short, but he gets his own rebound. And then he'll be fouled by Blackburn with the follow-up shot as Blackburn came in from behind.
We'll see if that's on Blackburn or Foster here.
Oh.
They're going to call that on Brandon.
Yeah, looked like KJ thought he was pretty clean from behind, which it did appear, but Foster got him with the body from down underneath. So
7 threes, a lot of size to go up against. As Jonathan hits his first free throw there.
Well, and Jonathan's not, sometimes you see these tall individuals and they're not a lot to him, but there's no movement there with Jonathan as he's a big fellow as well as tall.
And he hits that second free throw, gets Lovell on the board with a 2-0 lead early.
Quick pass down to Blackburn. Back to Troutman. Not sure that was intended for Blackburn, but ended up in his hands. Troutman drives around the perimeter, dishes it off to Luke Lenhart. He has it on that left side, gets it to Foster. He fakes, drives towards the basket, tries to dish it off, but good hands there by Colin May as he'll tip it out of bounds.
Yeah, it was the right idea. That good help defense from May coming down stopped that, but it was a good look there from Brandon.
Yeah. Rocky Mountain will have the ball down underneath their own basket. Troutman looking for somebody, gets it out to Austin Lenhart on the left wing. He gets it down to Foster on the block. Back out to Lenhart, to Austin. He'll dribble, gets it down to Foster on the block. He'll turn around. His shot is short. Fighting for the rebound is Wakeland and Blackburn, and they're going to say last touch by Blackburn. So it'll be Lovell Bulldogs ball at this point. 5:29 left to go in the first. Rocky leads at 2-0. May gets it over to Harrison on the right wing, then to Wakeland at the elbow. Swings it around to Cade, and then over down to Colin. Sorry, I'm switching back. Baxendale gets it to Harrison, then over to May at the top. May gets it to Harrison in that right low wing, to Wakeland at the elbow, and then they're going to catch Colin May with a traveling as he just picked up that pivot foot before he put that ball down on the ground.
I think really in the game he might have got away with one of those as well, as he's a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. There always is in this Lovell Rocky matchup. So,
yeah. Quick pass into Foster. He'll pull up for 15 and connects.
It's a nice shot. His first real open shot of the day to spot up and hit that. Ties that game up at 2 apiece.
Yeah. May gets it to Wakeland at the top. Gets it over to Baxendale. Back to Colin May for a three-point shot that hits the front iron. Couple people going for it, and a nice shot there by Jeff Lewis. He was trying to aim to get it off of Luke Lenhart, but just a little bit off on his aim, and so it'll be Rocky Mountain's ball.
Yeah, good job by Luke there to avoid that.
Yeah. Austin Lenhart brings it into Foster. Back to Austin. And to Foster, over to Luke Lenhart, and say, see full court pressure, long pass from Austin to Troutman. He'll dribble down towards the basket, and then coming in from behind is Cade Baxendale to tip it out of bounds. As that might have been an easy basket or pass off there, but Baxendale's hustle was able to keep that from occurring. Quick pass into Troutman, gets it to Foster at the top. Over to Troutman on the right wing. The man-to-man defense right now. We have a kick ball by Colin May. That dead ball violation will keep the ball.
He'll stay here with Rocky, right? No foul, no harm on that.
No,
it just resets it here.
Yep. Troutman gets it into Foster on the block. He'll turn around. His bank shot won't go, but he gets his own rebound, and Baxendale tries to get it. Foster gives it to Troutman, over to Lenhart. Just tossing around the perimeter a little bit here right now. Lenhart catches Foster at the free throw line. Back to Austin Lenhart. He'll drive down to the corner, and they're going to catch him with a double dribble. Not sure that was exactly the right call, but he did carry it there.
Right, same thing. He got that stuck on his hip, as they say, or on his leg, as he tried to switch that over, and that is a carry.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she knew it looked awkward, but a little bit more of a carry than a double dribble there. Baxendale has it on that right side over to Colin May, and then gets it to Lewis down in the left corner. May has it at the top, back over to Lewis. He'll drive towards the basket. His shot's up, just long, but Wakeland's there for the rebound and the putback up and in. It's hard to block the 7'3" man out. Lenhart has the ball. He catches it, gives it to Troutman. Over to Lenhart. He'll drive towards the basket, gives it out to Foster at the three-point line. He'll dribble, pull up for shot. It's long. Loose ball ends up in Lewis's hand. Here comes Lovell. May will drive the distance. His shot is partially blocked by Foster, and Lenhart comes up with it. Troutman has it, gets it to Lenhart at the top. They get it down to Blackburn on the baseline, or excuse me, the block. Back into Blackburn. His turnaround shot won't go, and Harrison there to bring the ball in. Colin May will bring it up, gets it over to Harrison at the top. Back to May. He swings it around to Harrison on that right wing. They catch Jeff Lewis in the corner, and that ball's tipped out of his hands by Austin Lenhart. Good hustle play right now as we've got 2:41 left to go in the first quarter. Lovell leads at 4-2. We've got several substitutions coming in as Pickett and Haskell will come in, and I think there might have been one other that I missed.
I know Bolanek came in for the Grizzlies.
Yeah. Pickett will have it at the top. He gets it over to Baxendale. And then back to Pickett on the top perimeter. Catches Haskell on the block, and they're going to catch him with a travel as he moved toward the basket there again before he put the ball down. So a turnover there by Lovell will give the ball to the Grizz. Bolanek gets it into Foster. He's guarded right now by Harrison. He gets it over to Luke Lenhart, who crosses the timeline. He'll drive towards the basket, dish it off to Bolanek, who they left wide open, and he lays it up and in for two.
Great speed there by Luke. He was able to avoid that triple team, and nice, easy bucket.
Yeah. Baxendale has it on the right wing. He gets it to Pickett. His turnaround shot is good. Oh. Quickly to Troutman, over to Foster, and to Lenhart. He'll drive towards the basket. They won't stop him, so he'll take a shot, but that's off the mark, and here comes Lovell. Pickett gets it over to Baxendale on that right wing. Long swing pass over to Lewis on the left side. They catch Haskell down on the block, and then he gets Blackburn up in the air, and then puts that shot up for two, and that's going to count and give Blackburn his first foul.
Yeah, he tried to keep his hands up, but it was his body that hit him there.
Mm-hmm. Haskell just running that baseline, which is probably one of the things you got to watch most here with any team. When they run that baseline, if you don't catch them, then and they get that ball down underneath to them, then it's a pretty much guaranteed shot.
Well, and as you can see with Lovell already, it's certainly a different game they play with their different personnel in. When you've got Jonathan in there, he's such a big presence, he's able to just control the block and stay there. Yeah. When you bring in these other players, they're cutting a lot, they're moving quick, and the Grizzly defenders are going to have to pick up on that and know that, adjust to that right off the bat.
Yeah, Haskell missed that free throw. Rocky got the rebound and then almost turned it over. But Lenhart was able to get it, gets it down to Bolanek, and they catch him with that same type situation that's happening with Lovell, where he just picks up that pivot foot before he dribbles. So a travel turnover there. Minute 22 left. Lovell leads at 8-4. Long three by Colin May right there off the mark, and Rocky Troutman gets the rebound. He gets it over to Foster, he'll pull up for three. That's just long, but they leave KJ Blackburn down open underneath, and Lovell might have got away with the foul as KJ went up with it. They reached across, no call there though. Ball went down, and they're going to say Blackburn last touched it out of bounds.
As they say, when you're underneath there though, there's no reason to bring that ball down low. He did that and got too many hands on it, so anyway.
Haskell has it in the left corner. He brings it back to Pickett at the top. He gets it to Savage at the free throw line, then over to Colin May, down to Haskell and the block. He dribbles, drives, and
3 seconds.
You could hear him yelling, and a good call there by the official, because Haskell kind of hung out there in the key. He thought about shooting it, but then ended up passing it out, and then he didn't clear the lane. So 3-second violation there by Lovell. Will turn the ball back over to Rocky.
Again, good help defense to make him stall there in the key. So
Troutman gets it to Foster at the top. He'll turn around, gets it to Luke Lenhart and over to Troutman. He'll drive down and give it to Bolanek in that right corner. He's up for three, and it's good.
Nice quick shot for Brandon. I have that for 5 points for him.
Just like that, it's 8-7 with 18 seconds left. They try to get it to Haskell cutting across the key, and he's going to be fouled, I believe, by Bolanek, as he was trying to keep him from getting that ball.
That is going to be his first foul, and I tell you what, he timed that almost perfect. He just missed it with his hand.
Yeah. May gets it into Savage to Pickett, and then back to May, who catches Haskell cutting through. They give it to Savage on the baseline. He dishes it out to Clark. He'll drive around, and they leave Haskell wide open. His shot won't go, and Foster brings it down. So And that last shot, not off in time, but at the end of one, I told you it'd be a great matchup today. We've got Lovell right now with 8 and Rocky Mountain with 7. Now, couple of things here. You might look at that score and think, well, this is not a very good game. But when you've got two very well-defending teams, a couple shots that are being missed on both sides, it's going to factor in a little bit. And right now, you could have asked for more hustle from either team, I believe.
No, they're working hard, and what's fun to watch is how hard they're working on that defensive end. Both teams trying to figure out each other. It was good to see Brandon hit that three-pointer. Those three-point shots from Bolonic could really help this Rocky team if they have to stretch that, give a little more room to Foster and KJ underneath. Also on the other side, we've seen May and a couple other people put up some three-pointers from out there as they're trying to stretch out the Grizzly defense. So both teams kind of playing the same game, it seems like. Again, the personnel, with different personnel in there for Lovell, they play a very different game. With Wakeland in and with Wakeland out. So
stats are very similar right now. You've got offensive rebounds 4-3 with a lead of 1 by Lovell. And we'll go over those later as we get ready to start the second.
Foster has it right side outside. He'll drop it to Troutman with May on him. Right side way outside. He comes down the side, gets it to Linhart. Dumps that pass into Blackburn. He's underneath too far. And that time, as he goes up for it, he's going to get a foul called. I believe that's going to be on Lewis. Let's see. Nope, they're going to go 31. That's going to be on Savage. That'll be his first. There was a couple guys down there. That's going to put KJ to line for a pair, and that first one's up and good, tying the game. And I'll tell you something else.
First team foul for Lovell, 3 team fouls right now for Rocky Mountain. Got another substitution, and Savage will go to the bench, and Wakeland will come back in.
That second shot's up, just off the back rim, controlled by Pickett. All tied up. Pickett brings it up on the left side, pushes up quickly to May, left side outside. Again into that zone. They get it over to Lewis. Lewis finds a cutting Pickett through the middle. It rolls in. Nice cut there. Nice find for Lovell. So 2-point game. Foster, he gets the ball. He'll walk it up as no one comes on him, and he's going to set up. He gets it back to Troutman as it looks like there's a little confusion on Lovell's defense right now as they switch to a man-to-man, and no one is out on Foster. Literally no one's got him. Okay, Bolonic's got it right side. They've manned up now as it looks like Lewis is going to take Foster. He's got it outside. He gets it to Troutman at the top. And they set it up. May on him. He brings down the right side over to Bolonic. The three-point line gets it to Austin. Turns to put up a turning jump shot, and he is fouled. Let's see who it's on. I don't think Wakeland got over to get him. Let's see who.
I think they'll probably call this on Pickett. He was the closest.
Yep, sure enough. And that's his first foul.
Second team foul.
And that is going to put Austin to the line.
As excuse me.
Linhart here was shooting, so he'll get a pair.
A little bit different matchup there as they put Austin down on the block there to match up.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin puts that first one in. It looked good. Free throws always at a premium, but in a game like this, you know it's going to be tight. You've got to hit those free throws. We had, I believe that was KJ. No. Who was that?
Oh, shoot. It was Well, no,
it was Bolonic. Bolonic will sit down, and Sanders will come in. That second one's up for Austin. It's short. Tapped around, controlled by Lewis.
Harrison also came in, and I forget now who went to the bench.
And that entry pass is tapped around, and that time as it was tapped, Wakeland tried to reach over and get it. Troutman wasn't sure where it was, but he held his ground, and he reached right through Troutman to tip it, and it's going to be an over-the-back call on Wakeland.
Little push from behind as Troutman. He's not a big fellow in comparison to Jonathan, but he held his ground going for that ball.
You wonder if Jonathan really even sees some of those smaller guards when he's going like that. It was an aggressive play trying to keep the ball for his team, but anyway, Troutman has it on the right side. He drops that pass to Sanders, and he's in front of a wall. He gets that ball back out. That shot is up, no good, but controlled by KJ, and he goes up strong, blocked by Wakeland, controlled by Harrison, and that was a pretty clean block. He kept his feet on the ground. I don't know if there was some contact. And Sanders nearly picks that off. It's going to come off his foot, I believe. They're letting him play underneath. Is that the way you say that?
Well, yeah, that's Richard's view there. I felt like he got quite a bit of body there. I know he's got that size advantage, but you got to look down underneath.
I guess the football coach in me comes out.
Away there. Yeah,
and I like seeing that banging. But
coming out.
Anyway, we've got Baxendale has it at the top. He swings it around. It's over to Lewis. No, I'm sorry, to Harrison. Now to Lewis. Swings it back out. Lobs it over to Colin. Back into Wakeland. He didn't even look. He had no one behind him, but gets it back to Colin. He'll put up about a 10-foot shot. It's short, and good block out there by Foster as he clears that. KJ brings it down, and Austin will bring that ball across the timeline. He's at the top looking for help. Gets it to Sanders. Right side outside. He gets it back to Troutman. May on him. Bounce pass over to Sanders, right side outside, Baxendale on him. He puts it on the floor, tries to drop it over, and that's tipped it over. He's trying to get it to Foster on a pick and roll, but it was tipped, controlled by Lovell. May brings it up, gets it to Harrison on the right side. Might have got away with a walk there, but anyway, he gets it back out to Baxendale. No good, controlled by Lewis. He puts it up. He went one way, and Blackburn went the other and gave him an open shot there from the block. He put that up and in, making that a 3-point level lead. Troutman has it in the middle. He's looking around, finds Linhart outside to KJ underneath, and he puts that right up and over Wakeland, and that goes off the glass and in. A nice turnaround hook back to a 1-point game.
Yep. 5 minutes left in the second period. Lovell leads it by 1.
Baxendale, right side outside, over to Collins, and they're really moving the ball well. Harrison has it left side outside, still against that 2-3 zone. He finds a cutter in Lewis, and Lewis puts it up just short, taken down by KJ. Foster has it on the right side, and he's looking for some help. Gets it to Troutman.
Yeah, Richard's right. They are letting quite a bit go here.
They're playing physical, and that's the kind of basketball I enjoy watching. So it is a contact sport, they say. To Linhart, right side outside. Brandon has it now, elbow extended over to Troutman, left side. May on him, nice bounce pass entry. KJ puts that off the glass up and in. Or no, I'm sorry, he puts it up, he's fouled. It does not go.
And they're actually going to catch Jeff Lewis with a reach in.
And that'll be on the shot, yeah. So that'll put KJ back to the line. He was 1 for 2 so far, but I got to say on 2 of these missed shots, Brandon Foster has been there for the putback. If it comes off right to him as that first shot goes in, Brandon Foster's going to put that ball back in with, just without it clearing anything. So
Haskell and Pickett back in for Lovell as May and, I forget already, just that.
Well, was Wakeland in?
Yes.
And now he's out, so here comes Pickett. He has it in the middle, left side, swings it up to Harrison. He comes through the lane, stops, takes a jump shot. It's off, but controlled by Haskell. It's on the ground now, and they are jumping on it. 4 guys, I'm counting 5. 5 guys on the ground, and that's the kind of hustle you come to expect from a Lovell Rocky game.
Yeah. For those of you wondering, KJ did miss that last free throw, which caused him to bring the ball down the court.
That's going to stay with Lovell. They stack to bring their inbounds. Pickett has it. He brings it in. He gets it to Baxendale, swings it over to Lewis, to Harrison. Left side of the 3-point line. He's looking for cutters. He finds Pickett outside. Standing on the 3-point line, he puts it up. It's long, but Haskell had it for a second. KJ slapped it away and took it away. Controlled now by Rocky as Foster walks that up. Harrison on him. Gets that over to Sanders. He comes down the baseline. He puts up a running shot. And it is a defensive foul here as they were moving to try to get in front of Jeff Sanders there.
Nice idea by Stephen Pickett, just there a little bit too late, which didn't allow for that player control foul.
Absolutely. That's going to be Haskell's first. 15 foul, but 1 apiece.
Well, they threw me off there. Is it Pickett's the one who ended up on the ground, but they called it on Haskell. So.
That first shot by Sanders is short. He will get another one. But Rocky's starting to leave some open zeros on the score sheet here on those free throws. They'll want those. He eyes that second one. It's up. Long, controlled by Haskell. And Pickett has it. He's going to bring it up. Looks like we've gone to a man-to-man. They get it up to Baxendale. Nope, they settle back into that zone. Pickett at the top. Over to Harrison. Sanders out on him at the moment. Gets it to Haskell. Down underneath. Lewis has it. Nice drop step to go right behind KJ, but he misses the layup. Tapped out, controlled by Lovell. An entry pass, a nice entry pass by KJ, and they're going to get a foul on Blackburn on the floor before the shot.
That'll be his second foul. 14th foul right now. there again, one of those keys I said early on in the game, we've got some size for both teams down underneath. And the team who can stay out of foul trouble, I think, will be a big key to this game.
We see Martine come in for KJ here. 3:26 to play. Game's all tied up at 12. And they lob that in, and Martine does get his hand on it as Savage tried to come.
A great call there by the official as Savage went up for that, but he had to do a little hop because he found himself a little bit too far underneath, and you just can't hop without a dribble.
And that ball got tipped and just threw off everybody's timing. Good tip there by Martine, and Troutman brings it up. He's looking at that trap now. He swings it across to Luke, and that ball was kicked. That's going to have to reset it.
It grazed the leg and went off of it, so it wasn't one of those extremely evident kicks, but it did graze
Absolutely.
that leg.
Good call there by our official. I'm not sure of that lady's name either. I'm not sure where our officials are tonight, but I think so far doing a good job letting both sides play and letting the kids decide this. So Linhart, right side, he gets it back to Luke, and Luke will put up about a 15-footer. He's open, and it's good as he finally got some daylight and was able to put that shot up. Not wasting any time, Lovell's right back with it. Gets it to May at the top. Okay, they're swinging it around as Pickett and Haskell are both cutting. Gets it to Pickett on the right side. Swings it over to May on the left side. He tries the baseline. He gets a nice pick. He puts up a reverse layup. No good, but controlled by Lewis underneath. No good again. They're batting that around as Savage is fighting for it. And they didn't call it. Anyway, after all that, I thought we had a held ball, but no. That shot was missed, controlled by B.J. Foster. Troutman has the ball right side. May on him, bounces it into Martine. Savage on him, turnaround right-hander, no good. Controlled by Lewis, gets it to May, and I'm sorry guys, they're moving fast. Back and forth. Lewis has it, swings it over to May. He's open, he'll try the three, and that's good. And I believe we got a foul.
And he's fouled.
No, he wasn't fouled. They're calling it underneath, so that basket will count. And if I'm not mistaken, Lovell will now get the ball because that was after the shot. That's going to be on Linhart, Austin Linhart.
Yeah, that was
he was positioning for a possible rebound, and they got him for pushing. So that ball's going to stay with Lovell now as May's going to bring it in. Gets it into Lewis to pick it at the three-point line. Well, he cuts through. Nice drop-off pass, but that time we've got a held ball as guys are getting on the ground after it. Someone just tipped that pass enough to and on that held ball, on that possession, it's going to go over to Rocky Mountain. Lovell with a 1-point lead, just over 2 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Tied right now with 5 team fouls. Linhart brings it into Troutman.
Troutman's going to walk it up. May meets him, and they're setting up that trap again. Swings it across to Brandon, just behind the free throw line. To Linhart, right side outside. Swings that over to Luke. To Thomas, he's left side now. Skip pass over to Austin. He's open at the three-point line. He puts it up. It's off the back of the iron, and Colin May runs that down.
Right now, Rocky's seen a 1-3-1. And Pickett pulls up for a shot, and Luke Linhart trying to block it gets a piece of him.
Looks to me like Luke thought he was going to continue to float towards the basket on that shot, and when he went straight up, he certainly blocked it, but he got an awful lot of bodies. He called for the official, and that's going to be Luke's first, I think.
Yes.
6-team foul, but when we come back, that will certainly put Pickett to the line, I believe, for
two.
For a pair.
Definitely shooting there. So
they are moving up and down the floor. There is absolutely no downtime between rebounds and.
Yeah, I'd like to go over a couple things. Right now, when you look at rebounds right now, they're fairly close for both teams. Both teams working hard. Turnovers are comparable. Both are low. A little bit of a difference right now. Lovell leads on that shooting percentage from the free throw line. Let me see if I can break it down for you right now.
2 out of 3 compared to 3 out of 8.
Yeah.
So Rocky Mountain's left 5 points sitting at the line.
Yeah. And when you've got a close game like this one is, you got to make sure that those uncontested shots from the free throw line are put down because they can definitely be the difference in a game that is close.
Now, something else that really stands out right now for me is now Lovell has a 7 rebound advantage right now, but on the other side, it's 5 assists for Rocky Mountain, only 1 for Lovell. Shows that Rocky Mountain is moving that ball and finding some open people. Lovell's still trying to find those open people as they've only had 1 assist so far tonight. So we'll have Pickett come to that line. First one's up, and it's good.
16-14 with a minute 35 left to go in the second period. I think they must have had a sub. I heard the buzzer.
I heard the buzzer go, but no one came in.
Anybody come in.
Maybe it's for the shooter and they didn't know it. That second one's up and it's no good, and it's not controlled by Rocky. Controlled by Lovell, and Lewis is going to put it up. It's no good. This time Austin Linhart gets a hand on it. He gets that ball to Troutman.
Made sure he had it that time. Troutman has it at the top. He's guarded by May. And now they're back in well, it looked almost like a 1-2-2 that time.
It was tapped away, though, controlled by Harrison there, and he'll bring it up. Gets that to May, right side, outside. And I was buried there. Savage gets a nice pick, comes around that pick, puts it up and in as he came around, found a gap, a lane right to the basket. So Luke Linhart has it. He swings that over to Troutman at the top, puts it on the floor against May. Pickett coming up to help trap him, swings that ball to the left side, tries to jump it into Martin. He puts it up, it's short. Oh, tapped away by BJ as he takes it, switches it up, went to the left side with his right hand and puts it up and in. 35 seconds to play, 2-point Lovell lead. Colin May gets it into Savage at the free throw line, right at the elbow. He looks around, dumps that into Lewis, wastes no time putting that up and in. I believe that was 34.
When you leave him down that low on the block, it's an easy turnaround shot.
Yep, on that ball, that pass, it was not a bounce pass, and it's tipped away. Pickett goes the length, it's tipped away, but...
May is there for the rebound, and Troutman pushes him, trying to prevent him from that easy shot.
Yeah, on that
shot.
So that's going to be a foul on Troutman. That's his first. 7th team foul, I think, but only 15 seconds left to play in the half, but it does give May 2 shots. That first one's up. Front rims and in for Colin.
Extending that lead to 5 right now with 15.1 left to go.
You know, and the coaches always talk about finishing half strong. You watch in football, you watch the Colts. You can't leave them any time at the end of a half. They'll make you pay, and that's kind of what Lovell's doing right here. As that second shot is good, stretching this to a 6-point game, and it just doesn't feel like a 6-point game. It's been so tight that right here at the end they've had a couple scores, and just under 9 seconds to go, and that pass from Brandon was errant, and here comes Lewis. He's coming down the floor. Yes, he blocked it.
See, and I disagree with that call because he had full ball right there. But the way it was coming down, when they ended on the ground, if anything, that should have been a jump ball there.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful block. There was nothing else you could have done there. And so going in the favor of Lovell right there, I think.
Well, it was a good hustle play by Foster to get back. I'm assuming they're going to have called some body on that, if anything. That first shot's up and good by Lewis. Again, Lovell making those count at the free throw line. He'll get one more. 1.9 seconds left. But Brandon picked up his second free throw, and he's talking with the official about it here.
Yeah.
Taps him on the back so that they're on the same page, and that's good to know. Second one's up, and it's good. 1.9 seconds here. He pushed into Troutman, who puts it on the floor. He heaves it up. It's way over the backboard, and we will end our half with Lovell up 24-16. So, like we were talking,
the last 2 minutes. I mean, at 2 minutes left to go, Lovell only had a 2-point lead, but then they took control. They went to the free throw line a couple times there in the last 2 minutes, and were able to extend that lead to an 8-point lead at this point. We're going to pause momentarily as the Rocky Mountain cheerleaders are out on the court, and we'll come back here in about 5. Austin Lenhart with 1. Minute 38 left to go here before we start the second half. There again, for those of you wanting to know upcoming game schedule, Rocky Mountain will host Bighorn here on Saturday. Start times for that will be JV girls at 12, JV boys at 1:30, varsity girls at 3, and varsity boys at 4:30. We want to take just a moment and thank all the individuals who, businesses, and families who support all the student activities. You've got Haskell Furniture and Flooring, Red Apple Supermarket, Miller Fabrication, Pryor Mountain Engineering, Bighorn Engraving, Bighorn Federal Savings Bank, Michelle and Saul Rivera, Acco Secco, Bank of Lovell, MDU, First National Bank and Trust, TCT West, the Walbrinks, the Lovell Chronicle, Minchhouse, the Ross Fuller and family, and Dave and Sherry Monk. Also, we'd like to put a special thank you out for all the Booster Club members. There's too many of them to mention on our page, but we would like to recognize them and for the things that they help contribute to the student athletes. So we're about ready to start this third period. I'm going to wet my whistle and we'll get ready to go.
Looks like starting for the Bulldogs is going to be Baxendale, May, Harrison. I'm looking Wakeland, and who is that? Lewis.
Yeah.
And then we've got
same starters, I think, from the beginning of the game. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut Richard off. So we're getting ready to go, and our officials are going to check a spot out over here on the floor to make sure that
get the popcorn off the floor. Don't want them slipping.
Yep. Lovell will have the ball to start the half. Baxendale will bring it into May. He'll have it at the top as they see a 2-3 zone. Over to Harrison, who gets it to May on that far left side. His shot won't go, but Baxendale's there for the rebound. He gets it back to May in that left corner, who pulls up for 3, and that won't fall, and Foster comes up with the rebound. And let's see, they're going to catch Baxendale as he puts a little too much pressure there on Luke Lenhart as he brings, the ball up the court, and I lost my water there.
Luke was coming down that sideline, and of course one of his big attributes is his speed, and as he turned it on, Kate tried to cut him off. That didn't work.
Foster has the ball on that right wing. He's looking for help, gets it to Lenhart. Over to Troutman now on the right wing. And there again, it's a man-to-man, but an interesting look here as they get it to Lenhart, almost taken away by Lewis. Lenhart pulls up for shot. That won't go, and Wakeland is there for the rebound. Quick pass down to Harrison, who they left on that side. His shot won't fall, but he fouls it, gets his own rebound, dishes it off, tries to dish it off to Baxendale, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Luke Lenhart. Great hustle there by Luke as Baxendale was wide open there, and the key could have had an easy turnaround shot.
Good play there by Brandon. Also, that last missed basket should have been an easy layup, and he got up so high it altered it so bad it come off long. So
Harrison gets it over to May on that right side. Back to Harrison at the top. He's going to dribble down to the right side, get it to Lewis, and swing it around to Baxendale. Left wide open for a 3, and he'll make him pay as he connects on that one. 27-16 right now. Lovell leads it. Troutman has the ball. He's guarded by Colin May. Gets it over to Lenhart in the right corner. To Foster on the elbow. He's triple teamed almost, and gets it over to Troutman at the top. He'll drive towards the basket, gives it over to Lenhart, gets it to Foster on the block, triple team back out to Lenhart for a 3, and that's good as it rattles down and in.
And that was some great work there. Also, again, I want to say by Brandon, as he set up that low post, they collapsed, and he hit an open shooter for 3. That was a nice shot by Austin.
Yep. Baxendale has it on the left side. He tries to get it into Lewis. almost a foul there by Troutman as it causes the loose ball. They'll go to the ground for it, and it'll stay. The possession arrow will point in favor of Rocky Mountain. So.
Right, he might have got away with one there.
Yeah, I believe he did.
Yeah.
So. Lenhart has it, gets it over to Troutman, up the middle. Back to Luke Lenhart, gets it over to Austin on that right wing. He'll pull up for three, that's long, but Foster's there, tries to get it back in, but taken away by Baxendale. And the loose ball right now is a...
no. And we're going to have a foul, I'm pretty sure. Yep, yeah. And they get between them. Brandon took that ball away. He dove in and took that ball away, and as he turned over, he didn't play the ball. He jumped on top of the man, and Brandon's backing up and calming himself down. Yeah. Good job by the officials and the players to back up. I mean, it's an emotional game. That is going to be a foul, I'm pretty sure.
On Baxendale. Yeah, you can't hop on the man and do a headlock.
Right. He was trying to. Brandon's got such long arms, he couldn't reach the ball, and it did. It looked an awful lot like a bit of a wrestling match broke out. But
go there, Cade. You'd make quite the wrestler as well. So Austin Lenhart gets it into Foster on that left wing. He'll drive the baseline, dishes off to Blackburn, and they're going to catch Wakeland as he didn't really slide his feet on there, or if he did, he was a little slow in coming.
Well, in hockey, they'd call that a hip check. As he bumped him with his hip, put him right into the boards. And it was a good look by Foster. He was trying to get that to KJ. It would have been a good basket, but wasn't able to connect. So.
Second foul on Wakeland. That inbounds pass is taken away by Lewis. He gets it to May. He brings the ball up down the center, almost loses it, but gets it back to Lewis. Over to May on that left side. He'll drive in and out. Gets it down to Wakeland and back to May. Long pass over to Baxendale on the right, and Lewis gets the rebound on that, and then they're going to catch Harrison with the travel. I had to pause for a minute because Jeff kind of pushed somebody who was trying to go out to block or contest that shot, and it threw me off for just a minute. Lenhart has the ball. He has it on that right wing, loses the handle on it, ends up in May's hand, quick pass up to Lewis, and let's see if they're going to play. They're going to call
they get that on KJ, it's a block, yeah. He was still moving with him. I think that was a pretty good call. He was moving with him, and he was way too deep underneath by the time he stopped him, and he did put that up. Did he put it in? I don't know.
No, I don't believe so. Or yes, he did, because he'll only get one
Oh,
shot,
there it is. Yep, they just gave it to him. He puts that up. It's good.
So
brings that to a 30-19 game with Lovell on top, as KJ's going to sit down and Sanders will come in for him.
Yeah, that hurts there as Blackburn picks up his third foul and has to go to the bench. Austin Lenhart gets it in. Luke Lenhart, long, ill-advised pass, turns it over to Lewis. Harrison will have it at the top. He is looking for help, gets it over to May, who swings it over to Baxendale and then down to Lewis in that left corner. He'll drive the baseline, who gets a moving screen from Wakeland to clear the baseline for an easy up and two.
You got to come off those screens if they're there. We've got a timeout now for Rocky Mountain. He drove that baseline and took what he had, and it was a nice reverse layup as he found himself alone underneath. So
that used to be a big no-no for me growing up. We used to know if we let our
gave up the baseline.
Gave up the baseline. My coach was renowned for, he wore cowboy boots, and we had metal benches, and you could hear him kick that bench, and you knew the next dead ball you were on the bench. And so that's how valuable that baseline is, because if it acts as another defender there. If you can slide your feet and get to that baseline, they have nowhere to go but back inside where there's more help defense. And so
well, to kind of tell you where we're at with that, though, as you look at that, you have got Jeff Sanders, and they don't have heights on here, but I can't imagine Jeff Sanders is much more than 5'8". And on him, who he's guarding right now, he's trying to front Wakeland at 7'3", so when it's almost a 2-foot advantage, he's trying as hard as he could. He just couldn't get position there. So
yeah. Rocky Mountain will have the ball. Troutman has it. He's guarded by May right now. He'll swing it around as he looks for help. His pass is stolen and taken away by May. And he'll drive towards the basket. His shot won't fall, and Foster comes up with the rebound. He'll bring the ball up the court as he's almost double teamed here. They get it over to Troutman. They back to Foster on the elbow, and as he drives, they're going to catch Haskell with a push.
You know what I said earlier on, they're letting them play, and then on and off, they go from that physical form to where they call those touch fouls a little bit. Try not to let it get out of control, I guess.
Last couple minutes. Well, when you see people diving on people, they try to have to keep it a little bit tighter.
That's true.
So on that loose ball. Lenhart has it on that right wing. He tries to get it into Sanders, who moved out of position, and Haskell takes it over easily. Pickett. Pass is tipped out of bounds by Luke Lenhart.
Again, I see another pass, not a bounce pass, and someone's hands are on it from the other team.
Yeah. Coming in right now from the bench, you've got Bolanik, who will come in as Austin Lenhart will get a rest. 3:51 left to go right now. Lovell leads it by 13. Pickett has it at the top. He swings it over to May and then back down to Lewis down in the left corner. Long sweep pass over to Harrison. He'll drive to that baseline. His shot won't fall, but he gets his own rebound and puts it up and in for two. There again, that baseline left open allows that shot and it makes something happen. Lenhart has it on that right wing. He gets it to Foster. Foster will dribble, take about a 15-footer, and that's good. And kind of quiet tonight, as that's only his 6th point. May gets it quickly up to Harrison. Back over to May at the top. He'll pull up for three, and that's good.
Had some daylight there, and again, we've seen him hit that shot before.
So Foster will have it at the top. He gets it over to Troutman as they'll set up. He gets it to Bolanik on that left wing, passes it to Troutman, and coming in as Harrison tries to steal it, but creates the pressure and then the turnover there.
Yeah, the pressure that Lovell's putting on this half, it is starting to get to those Rocky Mountain guards. The passes aren't as crisp. They're kind of throwing it to areas a little bit. Take a deep breath and kind of come back to what they were doing.
Right now, those turnovers were fairly equal in the first half, and now Rocky has got 14 compared to 6 turnovers for Lovell. May has it, gets it over to Pickett on the top left, swings it over to May on the right, and Savage in the right corner. Back to May at the top. He lobs it in to Savage at the free throw line, down to Pickett. His turnaround shot hits the front iron, and they're going to catch Savage as
Brandon
Foster
coming over
had,
Savage's back. Yeah, they got that on Brandon as Savage actually had some position there. That's going to be Brandon's third, and second team fouls all, and they'll stack it up. Colin will bring that ball in.
May tries to get it to Clark. It ends up real close to the sideline. Back to May, and he'll get it to Pickett. Pickett gets it over to May in that right corner. Loose ball right now. Several people diving for it. Ends up in Pickett's hand. Back to Haskell at the top. He'll hand it off to Pickett, and then we've got a timeout, it looks like, by Coach May, as he'll want to discuss the most recent happenings with his team. 2:16 left to go right now in the third period as Lovell leading it by 16. I'm just kind of looking right now overall, something that's kind of plagued the Grizz over the year has been those turnovers, and they lost a lot of experience last year in their guards, and they've still been trying a couple of different people at that position to see who will fill it the best, and you can see no matter who they put in, a little bit of that inexperience showing up as you see in those turnovers.
Yeah, it has. I will say I think Thomas and Luke have both improved quite a bit throughout this season. But yes, in those tense moments, it's still there. But nice drop step there as they get that into Savage. He drop steps and nice easy layup.
Yeah. Troutman will have the ball. He's guarded by May. He'll bring it up and over to Foster. He'll drive towards the basket and dish off, and it ends up into Bolonic's hands. Pickett, Stephen, a lot of havoc. Ends up in Lenhart's hands, and his shot won't fall, and Haskell's there to bring the rebound down. Pickett brings it up quickly to Savage, who turns around and gets two.
Again, a nice step to keep that defender on his back and get that.
And Luke Lenhart drives the distance down the lane, and they're going to catch Haskell with a blocking foul.
I think Luke was there long before they were really ready for him to be there.
15 foul right now, 2 right now on Rocky. That'll leave Rocky with the ball down underneath with 1:29 left to go. Lovell leads it by 20 at this point. And a kick ball by May. We'll keep it still down underneath. As McCain May will come in to replace Colin May. Troutman looking to bring it in. Tosses it long to Lenhart. Back to Troutman on that left wing. He'll take a couple of dribbles. And he'll drive towards the basket, looking for somebody. Gets it to Luke Lenhart, over to Bolonic on that long right wing, and he's good for 3.
They could use some more of that tonight.
Yeah. Pickett gets it over to Clark. He'll drive the baseline. His shot won't fall, and Troutman comes up with the rebound. Minute left in the third. Long pass down to Bolonic, almost loses it, but gets it to Troutman. Then Foster will pull up for 3, and he connects as well. 41-27. McCain May will pull up for 3. That's just off the mark, and Bolonic gets it. He gets it over to Troutman. As Troutman will bring it down to Sanders, who will pull up for 3. That's hits the iron, and Savage is there to bring it down. He gets it over to Pickett. Loose ball right now, and he gets it to Savage. Quickly down to Haskell. He'll take a dribble to gain the advantage and lay it up and in for 2.
Yeah, making the best out of a scramble play there.
Yeah. So Luke Lenhart has it at the top. He gets it over to Bolonic on that left wing. Catches it to Sanders down underneath. He'll fight to put it up for 2.
Used his body well there to give himself a little position as he went up and kind of leaned back to get some position.
Yeah. And
that counts.
The buzzer will count as Pickett throws it up at about quarter court there, and it's good for 3.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say everything going the Bulldogs' way, as even the shots like that are connecting for them. They're shooting better from the free throw line. They're having less turnovers.
Well, and I got to say, I think a lot of it going their way is their own doing. Their pressure defense right now has caused some frenetic passing and some poor decisions, or some, maybe you should say, rust decisions that maybe didn't have to be thrown so quickly, or it's not as pressured as they think, and these guards have thrown some balls that have really made these turnovers for Lovell, and then they're of course converting on the other end. They've stretched that lead from an 8-point lead at the halftime to a 17-point lead. I do this quarter by quarter scoring, and it wasn't a terrible quarter for Rocky Mountain, as they put up 13 points, but on the other side, when you see 22 points put up that quarter by Lovell, that's certainly this third quarter is what stretched this game to the lead where we had. Right at the end, though, there was some life by Rockies. They hit a couple threes, and you take away that last 3, and we're still in a 14-point game, but it's 17 is where it sits, because now. Yeah,
you look at Rocky right now, they look a little hesitant in some of their ball movement around the perimeter, and sometimes the individual get it, and then they're a little hesitant, it seems, to take the shot.
Yeah, well, we've got Wakeland and KJ back in for each team. And we got Baxendale. That ball tipped by Luke, almost takes it away. I tell you what, here in this gym, as you know, you've got about 2 feet from the sideline to the bleachers, and
for those of you at home, you're missing your last opportunity to be shoulder to shoulder with everybody in this gym.
Harrison has it, skips it over. Nice skip pass over to Lewis. He's down underneath. KG on him. He kicks it back out to May. May's looking around, gets it to Wakeland in the short corner. Back out to May. Gets set to Baxendale at the top, and they kind of reset. To May on the right side, bounces that into Lewis. Nice turnaround right hand, no good. Controlled by KJ. He gets that to Bolanek, and Bolanek will push it up that right side. Comes up, and he's picked up quickly as they stop ball. They get that over
to Romero, who came in at the quarter.
All right, and then KJ's down underneath, but he was deep and right in front of, he was front and back, and Wakeland will block that. And then this time, Brandon goes in. His shot is short. He gets his own rebound. He tries to get it over to KJ, but that's taken away by Harrison. And here comes May. He pushes it up. I think it's Baxendale underneath me. It is. Gets it back out to May. Over to Lewis for three from the left side, and that's up and good. As he's definitely the leading scorer for Lovell tonight. Pushes that back to a 20-point game with 6:45 to play. Get it across the timeline. As he'll get doubled, and he swings that over to Romero on the right side. He bounces that into KJ. He comes in against the man, gets bodied out, gets it back to Romero, over to Brandon at the top. He drives in. He was expecting Luke to drive to the basket. Luke spotted up at the three-point line, and the pass went out of bounds. And here we go, 6:30 to play.
There, just a little bit off on there.
Nearly stolen away by Linhart. Controlled by Lovell as Lewis brings it in, gets that over to Harrison. Just long, batted around, and that's going to be a foul on Wakeland, as he was just trying to lean over and tap that ball out. Again, sometimes that size works against you when you think you have that space, and then the official says, no, you don't. 6 Lovell team foul. Luke Linhart's going to bring that in, and we are seeing is still the 1-2-2 full court press here. They're setting up that trap press to get it to Romero on the left side. He gets it across to Foster, and they back off. To Romero at the top. He's got it on the ground. He looks for some help, and he throws it away to Baxendale. Bounce pass to Cowley, who picks it up, and that's up and good. Romero comes down the right side. He's trapped again, and he throws it away again, right to Harrison in the middle. He puts it up and in. Gets it to Foster on the left side, as this game is now getting out of hand. Coach Simmons is calling a timeout, and you can see poor Derek as he's come into the game. He's a little frazzled. He went right and sat to the bench as he's getting, again, the speed of this Lovell team has gotten to him and forced some more turnovers. So.
Yeah, right now 18-6 in the turnover area.
Yeah,
so.
Certainly has been the, we get to another screen on here, you're going to see points off of turnovers, which here recently has been going up. Certainly Lovell's been making those turnovers count, and
yeah, we're kind of looking right now at our stats here a little bit to see, and right now Lovell just out hustling a little bit, the Grizz, and causing turnovers and causing some frustration. So
24 points off of turnovers for Lovell, 9 for the Grizzlies.
And that's something that Coach Simmons has said he's plagued. They've worked on it, but it's hard to fix that sometimes. They
broke that press well that time. It's Troutman now. He's triple teamed outside. He gets it to Foster. They come up to trap him. He goes to the middle, has it on the floor still as they come up to trap him again, gets it over to Troutman. Again, they're up trapping Troutman at the top. They swing it around, or they're trying to. Gets it over to Bolanek, left side outside. He puts it up for three. It rolls home. His third three-pointer of the night. May has it at the top. He swings that over to Harrison, right side outside. He puts it on the floor. Bolanek on him. He gets that taken away as KJ comes right in front of Wakeland. He pulls that down. Troutman brings it up. And here's that same trap. Again, Bolanek has it. He bounces, tries to bounce that into KJ. It is going to be on the floor, and I think they're going to catch Wakeland again, reaching in on that. That will be his fourth. That is his fourth, and that's the 7th team foul. So this is going to be a one-on-one, I believe, for KJ. So he wasn't shooting, but
it was on the floor.
We'll see if KJ can put these in. He's 2 of 4, according to my page. So
Haskell will come in as Wakeland will go to the bench.
That first one's up, short, no good, controlled by Haskell. Quickly gets it to May, and he's going to push it up that right side. And push it up he does. To Baxendale, left side, wide open is Lewis for three. It's long, controlled by Troutman. Baxendale quickly over to harass him, and they get that up quickly. Foster has it, left side way outside. And again, Lovell's got that trap going as they either side they come. He gets that to Linhart, comes down the right side, and that was a real nice give and go ball work there between Blackburn and Luke Linhart. Quickly though, Baxendale bringing down the other side. Oh, and yeah, that time, sure enough, Baxendale fakes underneath, gets 2 men in the air, and
actually Haskell, and he's done that.
Haskell.
Done that a couple times tonight. That's almost a signature thing for him. He gets the ball, he'll take a dribble, and then he'll pause.
Yeah, nice little head fake. They got 2 men in the air there. It's going to be Brandon's 4th foul. Put him on the line, and that first one's up, and it's good. As I'm looking at my page, sorry. His 5th point tonight. He'll get 1 more. We've got a buzz. Someone's coming in. Yep, as Bolanek will sit down, Austin Linhart's going to check in. Haskell gets 1 more. It's sitting at that 20-point lead still. 4:20 to play in the game. Eyes that second one. It's up. Off glass and in. That still counts. Old school, I guess. Gets that into Luke Linhart. Gets it to Troutman. Coming down that left side. And now they've gone away from the trap. They're just in a man-to-man now. May on Troutman. Has it on the floor still. Trying to get by him. Gets that ball to Luke Linhart, to Austin on the left side. Lewis on him, and he throws that ball. I think he's going for Foster, but that is the 3rd row of the stands. It ends up in a little high even for Brandon to get to. So turnover, and here comes Mays. He'll walk it up. Right in the middle, Troutman on him, comes to the left side, bounces that into Haskell. He turns with KJ on him, swings it left side to Lewis. Swings it back to Colin, left side of the 3-point line. He comes down the middle. No one picks him up as people were worried about getting back to their spot and their man, and they didn't watch ball. He'll put that up and in. Foster tries to swing that over to Luke Linhart, and that tipped away by Baxendale. And it will stay with Rocky Mountain, but here comes that press again. 23-point lead, 3:35 to go. And Savage and Pickett are into the game as Harrison and Baxendale are going to sit down. Austin's looking to get the ball in, gets it into Troutman, clear in the back. Collins on him as they're in that man-to-man defense now, full court. Troutman gets by him, comes down, gets it around to Pick. Might have got away with the walk there as he found Austin. Gets that ball, his shot's no good. KJ puts it up, it's no good. Brandon's fighting for it, he's underneath. Gets that, puts it up and in. Managed to keep that alive long enough. And here comes Pickett. Troutman on him, right side to Haskell. Boy, you reach down, or you look down, you write a number, you look up, and they're already in their set. So right to Savage. They found a cutting Savage. Puts that up and in. Nice back cut and right to the rim. Foster has it, left side outside. Savage on him. They dribble. Foster puts up just inside the 3-point line. No good. Taken away by Pickett. And he'll run it up. Gets it to Lewis on this side. Lobs it up to Savage. Puts up a 3-footer. It's no good, but Savage gets that rebound. It's no good. Tapped around. Savage gets it again. It's no good. Controlled by Austin. 3 shots there that I know Savage would like to have back. One thing I know they used to say is find that backboard and use it, as all 3 of those were straight at the rim, and he uses that window. It might be easier for him, but good work underneath to get those boards. We've got a timeout here by Rocky Mountain.
2:31 left to go right now in the 4th as Lovell leads this pretty soundly as they lead 59-36 right now.
Has been a hard-played game by both teams. Certainly a lot of energy, a lot of pride on the line in these Lovell Rocky games, as both teams so badly want to win, and both teams working hard. So
tuning in, we talked a little bit about it in the pregame, but right now in this conference, this game was particularly important as it will help place that second team in this conference beneath Graybull right now, who leads it, which will be ever so important come regional time, because whoever places third will go down and probably face up against Wyoming Indian, who has beat everybody they've played thus far this year. So. And
I'm a little confused on that whole bracket right now, but we'll we'll hash that all out as it comes. KJ has it now at the top. He finds Brandon underneath. He gets that to a cutting Linhart and floats that up and in. That was probably a pretty good pass. He might have been able to shoot that up contested, but he found someone with a better looking shot. So,
that was a trap.
Yeah, and that time they had a hard time as Haskell tried to get his handle on the ball, lost the handle there, and moved his feet. Turnover.
I don't think he was thinking, do I pass it or drive there? And caught there in the middle.
Quickly gets that ball in. Troutman has it. Gets that to Luke. Over to Austin on the left side. To Brandon. Left side outside. Haskell on him. Back out to Austin. Linhart to Luke at the side. Back out to Troutman. Over to Brandon. Right side at the three-point line. Gets it to Austin. Skips that pass over to Troutman, and he'll put up a left-hander. They're going to get the block there as Troutman went in and kind of floated a left-hander, and that's on Savage. That's just his second foul. That's going to give Troutman 2 shots tonight.
You know, what's interesting is this will be the second free throw that Rockies attempted in this half.
And it's good.
As they just weren't driving it.
Weren't able to, well, when KJ went out, they lost a lot of that lower presence, and they collapsed hard on anybody else and on Brandon, and so they weren't able to really get those free throws in this half as they did in the first half. So
Troutman was able to connect on the first, so he'll have one more from the line.
That second one's up, and it's good. Pickett, he brings it down the right side. He gets that to Clark. He jumps that into Savage, and the 2 men that were on Savage both left him to try to go find whoever the other man was. Nice turnaround put in by Cody. Comes down the right side. Troutman has it. Right side outside. McKayen on him. May on him. Bounce pass over to Luke Linhart. To Humphreys. He tries to bounce it into Martin, and that's taken away by Haskell. And Pickett has it running up this left side. I believe that's May. He swings that around. It's taken away. When Savage tries to push it, it's taken away, and Troutman has it underneath, but he is triple teamed right now. He pushes it up. No good. Controlled by Savage. Gets that over to Pickett. Under a minute to play here. 21-point lead for Lovell. Savage has it outside the three-point line. He'll swing that over to Haskell at the top. A cutting into McKayen May. He misses that. Taken away by Luke. He pushes it up. Comes down that right side, and we have a timeout by the Grizzlies. 44 seconds to go here.
There again, for those of you wondering about upcoming schedules, the wrestlers will be on the road to Grable this Saturday. Start time for that invite will be at 9:30. As far as the boys freshman sophomore schedule, they will host Cody here on the 2nd with the start time of 7 o'clock, followed by Tongue River on the 6th at 1:30, and Burlington on the 9th at 7. For our JV and varsity teams, they'll host Bighorn here on Saturday, as the JV girls will start at 12, followed by the boys at 1:30, varsity girls at 3, and varsity boys at 4:30.
.44 seconds here to go to Romero. Romero has it in, and that's Minchow on him. Sanders has it on the left side. He tries to kick that into Humphreys. He does, and Humphrey loses the handle. Controlled by Romero on the right side. Gets that into Friedley. Swings it around to Romero, right side outside. Again, I think it's Minchow still on him, yep. Has it at the top. Swings that over to Friedley on the right side. McKayen May on him. Swings it up to Sanders at the top. Clark has him. He pushes that out to Martin. Puts it on the floor, drives in. His right-hander's no good. They're going to call some contact there. I'm not sure who that was called on. That'll put Martin to the line.
I think it was on 33 Clark, but yeah, they did call that on Aaron Clark. That's his first foul of the night.
Martin puts that first one up. It's no good, and it was on the floor. They called that on the floor, I guess. So Lovell controls that. McKay has it at the top. He's looking for help, and he bounces that. Little miscommunication there as that ball goes out of bounds. Just under 5 seconds to play. Get it into Romero. He pushes it up the middle, tries to split the double team, is not successful, and Clark, I'm sorry, to take that away. And that'll end the game 61-40 for Lovell. A game that was definitely played hard by both sides. What you'd have to look at again in that third quarter, especially the Lovell was able to pull away a lot with their pressure defense. That trap defense helped them out, and they got plenty of turnovers in that third quarter to take what was a pretty tight game and stretch that into the good lead that they ended up with. So.
It's a school night, everybody, so Richard and I are going to hit the road, but thanks for listening and tune in on Saturday.